Welcome back to America Decides. Here's a question stirring up Texas politics. Can Democratic Congressman Colin Allred defeat Senator Ted Cruz, the Republican who's seeking a third term? Last night, the two candidates had their one and only debate, and several moments, well, they got a bit heated, including this exchange over January 6th.
Congressman Allred is happy to talk about those who committed acts of violence on January 6th, but you don't hear him talking about the Antifa and Black Lives Matter riots that burned cities across this country.
I took off my suit jacket, and I was prepared to defend the House floor from the mob. At the same time, after he'd gone around the country lying about the election, after he'd been the architect of the attempt to overthrow that election, when that mob came, Senator Cruz was hiding in a supply closet.
Gromer Jeffers is a political writer for the Dallas Morning News and was one of the moderators at last night's debate. Gromer, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Your takeaways from last night's debate.
They went at it pretty fierce, as you saw in that clip. You know, Collin Allred, he's a congressman, first elected in 2018, flipped a Dallas area congressional seat from Republican Pete Sessions. And he's the latest great hope for Democrats to try to win a statewide race in Texas since 1994. And the way to do that, he feels like, is to go at Ted Cruz head on. Now, Ted Cruz is known as a great debater. And so Allred's mission was to go in there, make the contrast, but to be tough and project that it's time to send Ted Cruz home. And he wanted to do that by appealing to independents and Republicans who are predisposed to maybe vote against Cruz. Maybe they're Republicans, maybe they don't like Cruz. And that was his job last night, was to try to appeal to those voters.
Another spicy moment in the debate, Congressman Allred brought up Senator Cruz's trip to Cancun during the 2021 energy crisis in Texas. Let's listen to that.
But you're not actually there when people need you, like when the lights went out. When 30 million Texans were relying on a senator to spring into action, he went to Cancun. That's who he is. If you give me the chance to be your United States Senator, I'll never abandon you.
Gromer, as you accurately said, Colin Allred is the latest of, so far, unrealized Democratic hopes, lots of money behind it, lots of aspirations, never realized since 1994 to win statewide. What's the state of the race, and what effect, if any, do you think last night's debate may have?
It's a single-digit race. One of the latest polls show it a 4-point race. Some polls have had it as close as 1 point. So it's a close race. You know, Beto O'Rourke in 2018 came within 2.6 percentage points of beating Cruz. That's pretty tight. And so a single-digit race is what we expected. The question is, if it's 4 points now, what has to happen for Colin Allred to get over the hill? Will it be a Kamala Harris surge here in Texas in the urban areas, in the Democratic strongholds, a surge that will be able to help them to overcome Cruz's advantage in the small towns and rural areas? And of course, there's the battle for the suburbs. And Allred is trying to use the issue of reproductive rights. Texas has one of the most restrictive abortion laws in the country, and he's trying to use that to sort of rally women behind him, particularly suburban women. We'll just have to see what happens, because as you pointed out, Major, it's been a long time since a Democrat has won a statewide race here. There's been different formulas as to how to do that. But at the end of the day, there are more Republicans in the electorate than Democrats. And so it's tough for a Democrat to have to rally that base, but also get persuadable voters.
And that mathematics is more complex in a presidential election year when all evidence suggests there'll be higher Republican turnout. What is the Ted Cruz argument for a third term?
His argument is that he has done some work in the Senate, that he's done work in pushing conservative legislation. His main argument is a keep Texas argument, keep Texas conservative. And that if you turn him out of office in favor of Colin Allred, Texas won't be Texas anymore. That's the argument he's pushing. And he's been hitting Allred hard with ads about transgender participation in women's sports and culture war issues like that. So it's an argument that Allred is too liberal for Texas. It worked in 2018 against Beto O'Rourke, and he's hoping that it'll work again this time.
Gromer Jeffers of the Dallas Morning News, thank you so much for your time, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's good to see you, Major Garrett.